My name is Martin Estrada. I'm the United States Attorney based in Los Angeles. Two men have been charged with running a vast fraud scheme on Airbnb and Vrbo that victimized thousands of people across the nation, some of whom were further victimized based on racial bias. The sheer number of victims is astonishing, as is the millions of dollars earned through this scheme that took advantage of the reputations of Airbnb and Vrbo. The defendants are accused of victimizing thousands of consumers by double booking properties offered for rent on Airbnb and Vrbo. The victims were defrauded when their reservations were canceled at the last minute so that defendants could rent to someone who would pay more. Some of the victims were then tricked into taking inferior rental properties. Using nearly 100 properties across the nation, as well as a series of false host names and fake addresses, the two defendants brought in over $8.5 million through this scheme. While some guests, generally the highest bidders, were able to stay in the properties they booked, those who were canceled on were left scrambling to find replacement accommodations, which caused additional losses. And when these victims sought refunds, the defendants did everything they could to avoid paying for the cancellations. In some cases, they wrote negative online reviews of guests who complained about their experiences. On top of that, the two men orchestrating the scheme allegedly made decisions about which guests to cancel, in part based on racial prejudice and discrimination. They tried to avoid renting to guests who they thought were black. These guests suffered not only discrimination based on their perceived race, but also lost money when their reservations were canceled. My office, the United States Attorney's Office, will not stand for this type of conduct. We'll continue to fight fraud against consumers, all consumers, and bring wrongdoers to justice.